Hello all. Today I am going to talk about the state in Indian Constitution News Challenge. So when we start about the state, we should know the meaning of the state and the law. The most of the fundamental rights are claimed against the state and its instrumentality and not against private body. Why? Because see, if there is a law and if there is a state has not recognized, so there is no use, or vice versa. So state and the law is a most important concept for the understanding the meaning of state, because if there is a state, so which like which premises or which particular jurisdiction is applicable in that particular state, so that is why we require law. So whenever there is a topic of state, we have to be go in depth of the law too. So the state, it is defined in the Indian Constitution, Article 12. So what is the definition of this state? It is in the state include the government and parliament of India, the government and the legislature of each of the states, and all local or other authorities within the territory of India or under the control of the government of India. This is the definition of state. Now, as far as you can see, this definition is very simplified. Is everyone understand? Yes, this is the state level government, central level government, and other authority within the territory of India. But the more important aspect in this Article 12 regarding the state is concerned, the last point, that is other authorities within the territory of India or under the control of the government of India. This is the most important, and sometimes it is a widening of the definition of Article 12. So under Article 12, other authorities, this expression is not defined in the Constitution, and thus it is for the court to interpret this term, and it is it is clear that the wider this term is interpreted, the wider the scope of the fundamental rights would become more clear regarding the other authorities concerned. So the definition of state as a general Indian concept contests the body politic as organized for supreme civil rule and government. This is under our section 358 of the General Clauses Act 1897, whereas Article 3 explanation 1 Constitution of India 1950, and the word government is to include department of the government. An act of state is wide enough to encompass executive orders of the government or a department or of any institution manager by a department of the government. Every act of the president or of the governor is considered of an act of the state. So we have different meaning of the states. What is the definition of the state? The term of state may be defined the organization of social life which exercises sovereign power in behalf of the people. This is mentioned by Delany versus Molested in 136 second F in 129 and 130. Whereas in Begolio versus Motor Vehicle, this is the act where the defines state as a body politics or a society of men. Whereas the state executive relate versus Medicino versus Metchells, it defines state as a body of people occupying a definite territory and politically organized under one government. Whereas Black Law Dictionary 6th edition explain state has within its sweep governmental agencies authorized by the state such as municipal corporation, where we define under in the Constitution Article 12 define the state. We have to be discuss Article 12:13, because 12:13 is defined the law. So I here comparative between Article 13 and Article 13 in the year 1949 and 1950. So almost this definition, the both Article 13 in Constitution are same earlier and the now one. But there is a very slightly different here, because in clause 3, article 13(3) clause A specifically mentioned law includes any ordinance, order, bylaw, rules, regulation, notification, customs or usage having in the territory of India the force of having. This is a separate clause created in 1950, whereas earlier it was not. The same in the laws in force include law passed or made by legislature or other competent authority in the territory of India before the commencement of the constitution and not previously repealed, notwithstanding that any such law or any part thereof may not be then in the operation either at all or in particular areas. So basically when we 1949 and 1950, both article 13s are equal, but there is a separate clause as created, clause 13a and 13b, which is define law and law enforced separately. Now what is article 13, which constitute the clauses vice versa precedent? Because article 13 is the guardian of rights mentioned in part 3 of our constitution. Clause 1 of this article said emphasize that all inconsistent existence law before become void from the commencement of the constitution. Article 13(1) was first interpreted by the Supreme Court in adjudicating whether Article 13 had any retrospective effect as far as laws inconsistent with the fundamental rights were concerned. In Keshwanand Madhava Menon versus State of Bombay 1959 is categorically explained for that. So do non-citizens have access to Article 13(2)? Because Article 13(2) of the Indian Constitution say that the state must not make laws that are not in consonance with the Constitution. And if the law drafted intervenes with an individual fundamental rights, the said law will become void to the extent of the contravention. So this is an express ground for judicial review after legislation, and this is the statement for the state of Gujarat and another versus Shri Ambika Mills Limited. The case I just mentioned for the case law and the citation over there, just for remembering. Yeah, this is related for this one. So then if there is a law, then do personal law fall under ambit of Article 13(3)? Article 13(3)(a) includes any law including ordinance, order, bylaws, rule, regulation, notification, customs or usages having in the territory of India the force of law. And this clause is not exhaustive and shall contain all those laws that violate fundamental rights. Whereas Article 13(3)(b) includes laws passed or made by the legislature or other competent authority in the territory of India before the commencement of the constitution and not previously repealed. This is important, not previously repealed, because it means at the same time existence law defined in Article 372 of the Indian Constitution. Whereas State of Bombay versus Narasu Appa Mali 1951, this court is in this case opined that personal law could not be a part of the inclusive definition of law under Article 13. Honorable Justice M.C. Chagla felt that Article 13(3)(a) uses the expression law and not personal law. And the issue was whether personal law should be included in Article 13(3)(a) or 13(3)(b). The former includes statutory law and the latter is for wider, including all the law enforced after 1950. And the court held that the expression personal law is not used in Article 13 because in any opinion the framers of the constitution wanted to leave the personal law outside the ambit of part 3 of the constitution, right? And they must have been aware that these personal laws needed to be reformed in many material particulars, and in fact they wanted to abolish these different personal laws and to evolve one common code, and yet they did not wish that the provision of the personal law should be challenged by by reason of the uh, fundamental right guaranteed in Part 3 of the Constitution. So they did not intend to include this personal law within the definition of the expression laws in force, and the court in this case, particularly for the where the Justice Chagla explained that the personal law could not be a part of the inclusive definition of law under Article 13. Ahmedabad Women's Action Group versus Union of India 1997. This case, the Supreme Court held that if religious personal laws are a part of the codified laws by the legislature, then the codification must be for the fundamental rights. You know, because that begins from Nasaru judgment continued to looms in the triple talaq judgment, and even after that further confusing the ambit and definition of law and law enforced in Article 13(3)(a) and B. Whereas in 2017 in Shahira Bano versus Union of India and others, this is the case particularly related to triple talaq judgment. The Supreme Court had an opportunity to observe that inclusion of the personal law in Article 13. But the court believed that since Shariat law is a statutory law codified by the Central Legislative Assembly, the rights with Muslim men to pronounce triple talaq and get divorced is arbitrary and unreasonable. And in this case, particularly Justice Fali Nariman and Justice Lalit were of the opinion that the 1937 Act fell under the expression of law in force under Article 13(3)(b), and therefore the triple talaq law was pronounced inconsistent with the with the Indian Constitution. And this Justice Nariman also doubted the interpretation of Narasura judgment that drew a difference between the two kinds of law. So for this case, I stop here. This is all I have for you, because it will be continue for the part 2 regarding the state, and there are so many different points we have to discuss regarding the law and the state as concerned. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any doubt regarding this, please drop comment so that I will give you the next video and I will clarify with your doubts and the points whichever you have. So thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Bye.